One Way Fighting.
Joshua pulled out of the fight with Fury.
Really?
Well, you see, I'd seen that he pulled out.
Excuse me.
There's not been an official statement made. And then a couple of sites, I'm not going to name them because I'm not sure if I'm right. I thought it was BoxRec, but I don't know if I'm wrong. It may not have been. But there's been loads of stuff leaked saying that he's pulled out. I've heard some people say it's bull, and then I've heard some people say it's true.
You know, these promoters, though, they play a lot of games with all this shit, yeah?
I mean, he's going to get bullied into it whether he wants to do the fight or not. If he doesn't do it, they'll ask him to vacate or something. You've got to do that fight.
It's got to happen, but the thing is, they can't let it take too long, like the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight. That happened like 10 years too late, man.
Yeah, it's a weird one because you feel like Tyson Fury's been around forever, but he's still only like 31 or something, isn't he? 32. Lads,
He's a young lad still, yeah.
We're older than him. He looks like my dad. It's like, if I was stood next
He's had a hard life, hasn't he?
Yeah, he'd look, but he's just so big, he'd look like my dad. If I'm like 6'3", 18 and a half stone, he'd look like my dad. I'd look tiny.
Fucking hell, yeah.
He punched
Massive,
me
isn't he?
What a beast.
Fucking hell. His arms the size of your body, mate. The length of it.
Lad, he's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, Anthony Joshua, you know, he's a big dude and all that, but he doesn't give you that same feeling, does he?
Doesn't have that same look, mate, neither.
Nah. And if you,
I know he's got the power, and I know he's definitely got skill, 100%. You can't deny the bloke, but I just do not see him winning that fight.
I feel like he's.
And there'll be millions of people that disagree with me. But
everybody thinks Fury's going to win. I feel like the more people say that, the more there's going to be an upset.
Yeah, because every time when it's like, it is normally a big upset, yeah? I mean, we thought fucking Ben Askren was going to win, for fuck's sakes. What the fuck went wrong there, man?
Mate, I mean, to be honest with you, right, I had some doubts, but I never believed them. And
yeah,
right, so I actually said to myself a couple of times, if I sit on this channel and start saying that Jake Paul might win, no one's going to take this show seriously. That's what I said to myself. I didn't think he was going to win. I'll be honest with you. If you said to me, you get 100 grand if you choose the winner, I'd have chose Ben Askren. But there was that seed of doubt in the back of my mind. And I mean,
I know if you put them two in a cage, you know what would happen.
Yeah, 100%. Mate. But for me, it was.
It didn't look like he turned up.
Yeah, but I've had seeds of doubt like that before with certain fights, and I've gone with my heart on them and said, you know what, he might win. And then I've watched the fight and I've been like, no, why didn't you just listen to your brain? It was obvious that was going to happen. And in the run-up, I mean, when I first heard about it, 100% Ben Askren. The closer we got, I was like 85-15 Ben Askren, like the day or two before the fight. But there was still that 15% there that I was like, it's not a puncher's chance. It's a potential chance, like, you know what I mean?
I kind of knew, I think it was a couple of days before the fight, he was on the pads with that Biggie who he does his boxing with. And he was hitting the pads, and at the same time he was talking about tripping him and choking him. And he was hitting the pads and he had literally no pop in him. He was hitting the pads like a mummy.
I don't feed into a lot of what they bring out. I mean, we had the discussion last time. I'm not bringing out an accurate depiction of what my level of performance is like before I fight.
No.
If I'm going
especially when it's a big unknown like it was for Ben.
Yeah.
You've got to keep them cards close to your chest, yeah?
Yeah. I still don't think Jake Paul's all he's cracked up to be.
No, you put him in front of a proper fighter, someone who's going to take a punch and slap him back, he's going to fucking crumble.
Mate, the one thing that pisses me off, well, there's two things. I said this the other day. One is it's now getting into the UFC events. I'm sitting watching the UFC, wanting to hear about what the next fight is, what's going on between the two fighters that I'm paying to see. You know what I'm paying me BT Sports or me illegal download stream for.
Yeah.
But I'm wanting to watch that. And then I'm watching some pantomime with fucking DC and Jake Paul.
Yep.
And I'd rather DC lost his job and just skull ragged him everywhere.
Just smack him, just grab him by his face and just to the floor, man.
Stick him right in the throat and just get it done. Get it, you know. His brother will run then, thinking, oh, they're just going to start.
Dana wouldn't sack DC for doing that anyway. He'd reprimand him. Yeah, he would have lost his job, man.
Yeah, but there'll be like a governing body, won't there? That's like a
there
weird
would be, yeah. He wouldn't get away with it totally, but
it's like gross misconduct, killing someone in the crowd.
Maybe a big fine, like, you know.
yeah. But all being said, the other thing that pisses me off is you're a boxer and you call out everybody who's not a boxer.
I know it's a pussy ass move, really, mate.
I said this the other day, and anybody who watches the podcast regularly, sorry for repeating this, but that's like me playing basketball and calling out someone from netball for one-on-one, or going to Formula One and calling out someone in World Rally Cars, or rugby and American football. They're different sports, tennis and badminton, you know, snooker and pool, they're different size. It's different. It's a different game.
And look at the guys he's picking, you know, Jesus Christ, that NBA, well, former NBA player.
Yeah, Nathan Robinson.
He was in his 40s, wasn't he?
He's what?
He was in his 40s, wasn't he? Or 40.
He's in his fucking 60s now. He got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, well, it's put another 10 years on him, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, right?
And then you got Askren. He had that fucking hip hop operation as well. Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm backtracking and giving all the reasons why Ben Askren didn't fucking beat him like it.
Ben lost because that was sloppy as fuck, mate.
Mate, yeah. I mean, Ben put it down to the fact that his hand kept dropping because of the wrestling. And he said, I did 12 weeks of training and tried to undo something that was habit for 30 years.
I can understand that, though.
Yeah, I can understand that. But at the same time,
he's got to switch on, yeah.
Well, he's proven one thing. He has a big right that he's knocked smaller people out with. You know.
Because he hasn't even fought anyone the same size as him yet.
Well, this was my other fucking pet peeve. Not only are they not fucking boxers, I mean, you've got Usyk, your Neill, Amaris Breedis, they're three as sort of like the top end cruiserweights in boxing. They're towards the end of their career, so to speak. So they'd probably be the best for him to pick out if he was picking the top of that or upper echelon.
Yeah.
Because he's calling out Conor McGregor and that. But he's calling out everyone who's about 4 weight classes lower than him. And he's also calling out people who then, I mean, everyone was saying he looks out of shape. Ben Askren looked out of shape. Of course he did. He fights in shape at fucking welterweight. And you've made him go up to fucking cruiser, which is, you have to put on 20 odd pounds. If I put 20 pounds on now, I'd look fat as fuck.
Yeah.
So, of course
he was bloated, very bloated.
He didn't say you can fight a catchweight and just do whatever fucking weight you want. And I'll come in a cruiser and you can just fight lighter. He said, no, you're fighting a cruiserweight. You've got to put that fucking weight on, which slows you down. And he picks up smaller people, different weight classes in a different sport.
He's a fucking punk, man. He's a bully. He's a bully, yeah. Bully tactics, man.
Exactly, mate. It's not for me. And the worst thing about it was that show, Thriller.
Oh, Snoop, man, what a fucking cock, mate. Jesus Christ.
I gotta
Wow.
admit, I love Snoop
I nearly
Dogg.
turned it off, mate.
I love Snoop Dogg, but he's got no fucking business talking about fights.
No chance, man. You know, he's wormed his way and he done it in the UFC with Faber for a bit as well, didn't he?
Mate, I went
And
to
now he's got ownership in this Triller, whatever it's fucking called.
yeah.
Fuck me, man, but he's just screaming like an idiot, yeah. Doesn't even know what he's talking about.
I seen him at a festival, lads. Ball Masters, he headlined that. Fucking great performance. Everything was awesome. He had these big black booty hose and he was spanking their bum and all that while he was rapping gin and juice. And I was
But
like,
that's all good shit, yeah. But
that's fucking boss. But then
yeah.
I turn on Triller and I listen to him go, that boy look like a sack of milk, man. That's my American accent. And he's like, fucking, oh, where's my fucking $1 million and all this? I'm like, just shut up. Tell us what happened in the fight. That's what a commentator does. They break down what's happening. Not fucking crazy. You're just shouting random nonsense.
Yeah, it was very off-putting.
And they had some like comedians there. De La Hoya was bladdered as well, or on it. I think he was on the coke.
He was on the coke, mate. Yeah.
He had a few lines. He was happy.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was calling Frank Mir and all that. Or a load of...
They were having a fucking good fucking little pop at Frank Mir. And do you know what? Considering he's not a boxer, mate, I thought he'd done all right.
Mate, Frank Mir's got some of the best hands in MMA. And people might laugh when I say that. Big Nog, not Big Nog, Bigfoot Silver, he touched him up with that left hook. And that is actually boxing, where you hit that 1-3. He threw out a couple of feints to see where his head was going. And a lot of people will slip to the outside because they don't want to get caught with the 2 and cross the line and go inside and hit the 2. So he slipped to the outside off the fake and then he hit him with the 1-3. And caught him with the hook, put him down straight off. And he did that within about 2 minutes, which means that was just his normal going in setup, which is, you know, some boxers may disagree, but a lot of the boxing I've done, that was what when I was about 18, that was what I'd go into sparring and start looking at. Where are they slipping to the outside? Are they rolling? Are they finishing on a hook, jab roll? What? And they were things that I could see in Frank Mir's career that he used to do when he was throwing his hands. And it's unusual for someone who uses kicks and stuff like that to throw those types of hands. Because people with the square stance, they just want to get all the power off the reach, don't they?
That's right, yeah.
You know, I mean, he doesn't box, but I wasn't surprised that he had hands like.
No, not at all.